Scream 6. Scream 6 news, guys. We got casting news. We got a release date for Scream 6. Welcome to Mirror Domain's Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines, and this is the weekly horror movie roundup show for Saturday, March 19th, 2022. Guys, on this show, we go through the horror movie headlines, and we actually talk about them here. We're going to start off by talking about the Scream 6 news. We got a release date, we got some casting news, some script news. Yeah, that's really cool. So quickly after Scream 5 too. X is out and in theaters, and we'll take a look at the tomato meter and the reviews to see where it's at, where it's sitting at. Umma also came out. Take a look at those reviews. There's a trailer out for The Cellar and Shut In that we'll take a look at today. And there's a Slashbox debuted at South by Southwest, and it's like a horror alien kind of thing. I don't know what it is. We'll talk about that. Megan Fox. Ooh. It's going to be in a slasher. Cool. And Resident Evil series is coming to Netflix. There's a video game called The Quarry out that we're going to take a look at, a trailer for that. And we'll take a look at some various headlines, guys. And if you want to follow me on any of the social medias, follow these links down below. And, you get a look behind the scenes in some cases. And let's just get on with the show today and talk about Scream 6. If you are watching us live, I'll always pay attention with you and talk with you on the live chat. And if you're watching afterwards, all of these will be linked in time codes in the description below. I feel like I don't need to say that. This is YouTube. You guys know how this game works. You know how we play ball here. Okay, let's talk about Scream 6. Scream 6, release date announced by Paramount. Okay, so soon. Now, this came out yesterday, so the release date for Scream 6 is March 31st, 2023. You got that? March 31st, 2023. And it's a quick turnaround for the series. Star Courtney Cox revealed that she has received a script for the film. Okay, we'll talk about that in a few moments. But I guess that's some casting news. We got our first cast member back, Scream 6. Okay. All right. And it's going to be directed by the same people who did the fifth film, Matt Bettinelli, Open, and Tyler Gillette. So that's cool. That's good. They did a great job with that. I wanted to take a look at the comments here. I wanted to take a look at the comments because I want to get to have a little bit of a feeling as to what people are thinking. That's a pretty quick turnaround. I've been fine if they stopped at this surprisingly solid new one, but this new one coming was made truckloads of money. Yes, it did. Man, that is quick. I think they're trying to capitalize on the success of Part 5. Yes, of course. You got to ride that wave while it's there, man. So hopefully it works out. I'm a fan of the franchise. Okay, so nobody's saying bad things. Oh, somebody said some bad things. Oh, stop it. Can we stop pretending that these were watchable past the third one? See, that as much as people hate it, like comments like that, it's just good to see feelers out there because people who are not fans of the franchise or fans of the genre, they're going to say stuff like that. But we're horror fans here, so we want to take a look at what people have to say. And then they say, oh, you stop it. You can't stop pretending anyone cares about your comment. But you commented on it, Chris. Agree. How boring your life must be if you comment about things that you don't like instead of enjoying things you do. Get better. I'm not saying that word. And then Kevin Moore finishes off by saying, this is great news. This reminds me of the days when Paramount used to crank out Friday the 13th movies every year. And Saw movies came out every year. Yeah, that would be awesome if Scream turned into a yearly franchise. Because if they move on from the legacy characters, then that'll be great. So Scream 6 release date, March 31st, 2023. So that's just over a year away. A year and a week away. Yeah. So let's talk about that Courtney Cox headline too. So she apparently is going to be in Scream 6, our first casting news. Scream 6, Courtney Cox confirms Gale Weathers is in the script for the new sequel. And this actually broke before the release date, but we'll take a look at her little quote that came out when she was in a podcast for Variety. And it reads, I got the script yesterday and I haven't read it yet. I just got it and I'm used to getting Shining Veil scripts, which are 26 pages. And I'm like, what? I have to read a script. Anyway, I'm excited to read it. And I know they're going to start filming, I think, in June. So we got a filming date, too. I don't know if I'm supposed to say anything. Let me tell you who the killer is. So Gale Weathers, a legacy character for Scream 6, is going to be back. She's going to be back for this. And she's got the script. And it sounds by her quote there that they're going to start shooting in June. Scream 6. Well, yeah, of course, if it's going to be out next March, they got to film it during the summer. But who else is going to be in Scream 6? I want to know who you want to see back, because there's going to be like the newer characters. Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega were the sisters in the first movie, in the Scream 5. And Melissa Barrera, she was a real standout. And Jenna Ortega, she's in that X movie that just came out, and that's a really good transition to use because Jenna Ortega was a name that's going up, but Melissa Barrera, I want to see. So let's talk about X. X just came out with Jenna Ortega, and I'm sorry guys, I usually go out on Thursdays to see the movies, but I didn't get around to it. Hopefully maybe tonight or Tuesday I'll get out to it. I can't promise anything. I'm just a busy man, but the early reviews are good. It's 95% on the tomato meter by critics and 80% by audience. So we did a trailer reaction for this, and I was paying attention to the marketing for this. I am going to see it eventually. It's just, hey guys, we're all a little bit financially strapped from time to time, and that happens. But let's take a look at some of the quick little snapshots of reviews here. Let's take a look at one that's good. From David Fear, Rolling Stone says, bloody, brutal, grungier than a big city back alley, and more guts strewn than a slaughterhouse. This is how you like your slasher, flick, horror, and trust when we say Ty West has your back. Okay, so Ty West is the director, and it looks like he did a good job with this. Let's take a look at somebody who didn't like it, and they're not posting anybody who didn't like it. Unbelievable. Well, I did see somebody who didn't like it, and he's a big YouTuber that tries to talk about movie news, but he doesn't. When you hear him talk, he doesn't sound like he really does like horror movies. He likes to talk. He likes to talk in front of the camera, but when you hear his opinions on movies, he's just all over the place. I'm not going to mention him by name. Okay, so somebody said it was bad. Alex Hudson here says, X never quite scratches beyond the surface for something deeper. Okay, so that's just nice there. But lots of people are liking it. I'm sorry, guys. I will go out and see it. I will give you guys my reviews for it when I do get to see it, hopefully sooner rather than later. Are you guys excited for it? I'm getting some impressions that it was very stylized. And if you were looking for that throwback kind of Texas Chainsaw vibe, it looks like it capitalized on that perfectly. Jimmy Yo over on Joe Blow had a good review out. I recommend that you go read that. And they champion the cast in this, and they talk about the soundtrack too. The soundtrack in this was fairly good. Mia Goth apparently was a standout. She plays the younger version, like this younger girl, and apparently she plays the older woman as well. That's funky, man. I'll have to go back and take a look at that. But I just wanted to highlight a quote from his review. Setting this flick in 1979 works wonders. The soundtrack is toe-tappingly good, and I'm genuinely shocked they got all the rights to these excellent music choices. So it sounds like it's got a great music choice. Yeah, I'm excited for X. Remember, it's about this film team that's going out to film like this adult movie in Texas, and then they go to this farm where this old couple's there, and they get taken out brutally one by one. I like the trailer, and I like those reviews. It gets me excited. I definitely want to check this out. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below, and we will talk about it. Let's move on to Umma. Umma also came out on streaming services, and it didn't fare as well as I was hoping. This is a Sam Raimi produced film. 21% on the tomato meter for critics and 69% by the audience. Now, I did like the marketing material for this. I liked the way that it looked. It was like this mother that haunts them, and it did have some creepy imagery in it for sure. Like this Korean mother's raising her daughter in America, and then she gets this package from her mother that's like her ashes or something, and then they get haunted. And I wanted to check it out for sure, but it's got some bad horror tropes, fresh ideas with bad horror tropes, and that just kind of bums me out because I had high hopes for that one. I really wanted to see how that one fared out because, as I said, it did look like it had some creepy imagery in it for sure. For sure. Damn bloody disgusting. I thought I closed those ads. That's something that I need to do. I always go through these things and try to close the ads because they slow down my my stats. Frames missing, but it'll get fixed once it gets loaded up onto YouTube. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about The Cellar. The Cellar is an hour and 30 minutes. 2022 was supposed to come out a while ago. April 15th is now the official release date that we can see here. And it stars Alicia Cuthbert. Cool. She's back in the acting gig. In the realm. Okay, cool. And I don't know any of these other people. Ian Mackin and Dylan Fitzmaurice Brady. Abby Fitz. No other names really jump out at me other than Alicia Cuthbert. Cool. So is that her there? Wow. She's gone with the brunette look this time. Or at least now in this movie. Looks like there's some demon horns there on the poster. The Cellar. All right, guys, let's take a look at this teaser. Or this trailer for it. And I'll let you know my thoughts. Now, let's see. Yeah, that's Cuthbert. Wow. She's aged nicely, hasn't she? Okay, so let's take a look at this teaser. And hopefully everything doesn't let me down. It looks okay. Fuzz in the live chat says, hey, thanks for joining us, man. Let's take a look at this teaser trailer or the full trailer for The Cellar. Coming out on Shudder.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
It's so ugly.
You know, when I was a kid, I would have loved to have lived in a place like this.
What's in there?
That's the cellar.
It's filthy.
I like to think of it as character.
There's Alicia. Okay, so
Mom, Dad, get me out.
there's always something about basements and cellars. I tell you.
I'm done here.
They just have that creepiness to it. We all know that. We're all scared to go down in the basement at
So
times.
you're leaving us here on our first night.
Go down and check the circuit breaker.
Oh, I'm scared.
There's
Of course.
10 steps to the bottom. Count each step. Can you do that?
Circuit breakers in the cellar, of course.
2,
You're doing great, Ellie. Keep counting.
3.
Ellie!
Ellen!
We've talked to her friends, but no leads, unfortunately.
So she goes
In
missing.
the cellar. What about this?
It's definitely
Yeah.
a representation for a dimension.
I like these ideas
There's
of like
symbols above
the
all
cellar
the
being
doors.
a gateway
An
to
ancient evil.
okay, that's kind of creepy. Like the cellar is like a gateway to
Delta.
hell,
Point
basically.
vector. Epsilon.
There's something in there.
Ooh.
It looks like Ellie.
It's here.
Huh. Sort of like that cellar.
Steven?
Okay. Guys, that worked as a teaser, I think. I wasn't let down by that. The cellar. It looked okay. I tell you, that underground scene where you saw the bodies, it kind of reminded me of that scene in Insidious, you know, where they go into that sleep cycle. And I want to share something with you guys about basements. Sorry, I don't have this all prepped, but you know how the cellar is in the underground stuff. I like that concept. Like I have this, I had this script idea of like, you know, they go down into the basement of this place and it's like the doorway to like hell and stuff. And that looks like what the cellar is supposed to be sort of like. In fact, I had a dream once where they go down, and I drew a picture of it when I woke up. Can't really see it, but these are the stairs going down into the basement, and it was kind of like this was all dirt, but this is like the upstairs here. And then there's this just like there was this long hallway that goes into the darkness, and it never stopped. Like that was part of the thing. It was kind of what is this basement? And I think that's a good trope to always tie into when you're doing things like that's something that we're all sometimes, depending on the house or cottage or whatever, when you're a small kid, yeah, going down into the cellar can creep you out. So I kind of like the looks of that. Art Glass in the Vikings in the live chat says, "Hey James, already the score of the Cellar trailer has me hooked." Yeah, and it's got Alicia Cuthbert back, so that's cool. That's cool. All right, let's move on. Shut In trailer. Okay, so Shut In is a movie that came out apparently. Fuzz says that he already saw it in the live chat, and he said it was fantastic. It's a young woman who gets barricaded in her pantry by her violent ex-boyfriend. She must use ingenuity to protect her small children from escalating danger. So, again, a pantry, a cellar. There's a theme building here, guys. Shut In. Let's take a look at this teaser, and hopefully it wows us. Okay, let's take a look. Everything looks copacetic.
Please let me out.
I'm gonna take off tonight so the kids can sleep most of the way.
And that's the daughter of Andy McDowell, right? From the director of XXX and Disturbia. That's something I don't want to see, though, is the abuse. I know they're using it as a trope, but I hate to see men abusing women. I hate to see it.
My kids.
But that's terrifying. Yeah. To be stuck. It looks like she's doing a good job, at least. Shut In. Rainy Qualley. Interesting. Okay, guys, what did you think about that? Yeah, as long as they handle the abusive side of the story, then I'm going to be okay with it. Because it looks like it's more of her triumph of trying to beat the situation and trying to protect her kids. So it looks like it's going to be pretty good. Our Glass in the live chat says best Cellar scene was in A Quiet Place Part 1. There were a couple cellar scenes when the water was coming in, or in the cellar where he's crafting all the stuff, or like that was more like a basement. You'll have to let me know in the comments below. All right, Slashback Review, a delightful throwback to 80s gateway horror. This debuted at South by Southwest. 80s gateway horror, and I looked at it and I was like, okay, well, is this on an Native American reservation? It sort of looks like it, and if so, that's cool. That's cool. And in a sleepy Canadian hamlet, Pang Niritang, none of it. So they're Inuit. Ooh, that's cool. See, no, that's really cool. I like that. So I had to take a look online, and I couldn't find a trailer for this, but apparently it has something to do with aliens or something. I just couldn't find a teaser or anything, but well, maybe I didn't look hard enough. There was a little bit of a clip from it that was out, and it does look like it's, if you've seen Attack the Block, it does look like it has that teenager kind of taking on some kind of external threat, and knowing that this takes place in none of it. Well, really, that's cool. That's awesome. And that's really capitalizing on your scene, your stage. But it looks like it's going to be these younger girls taking on some kind of alien threat in a small town, and that's cool, man. I dig that, and that looks very much like a Northwest Territories, none of it setting, with the houses up on the bluffs. Cool. And that's why they got the face paint on too. Cool. Now I understand it. Slash back, gearing up. So we don't have a synopsis from this either. I'll have to take a look for that. I'll have to take a look on Google for this. /back. Sorry, guys. I usually try to pull these things up, but sometimes, on the fly. I didn't think it would be this interesting, but now that I read it, it's cool, man. When Malka and her ragtag friends discover an alien invasion in their tiny Arctic hamlet, it's up to them to save the day. So we didn't see any aliens in that. But that's cool, man. Taziana Shirley, Alex Wolf, and now knowing that it's about the peoples, I'm going to have to definitely check that out. /back. Yeah, that's on my radar now. First, personal reasons. But yeah, I'll have to keep my eye out for that. Let's move on. Megan Fox is going to be in a slasher movie called Johnny and Clyde. I guess it lands a Redbox distribution deal. Okay, so what's this? This came out 4 days ago. The synopsis, it's scripted by Danucci and Nick Principe. Johnny and Clyde follows the two eponymous serial killers who are madly in love and on an endless crime spree. They have their sights set on robbing a prosperous casino run by crime boss Alana and her head of security. And let me guess that Megan Fox is going to be Alana. The film stars Megan Fox, Tyson Ritter, Adjana Russell, Vanessa Angel from Kingpin. Cool. Bai Ling from The Crow. Vanessa Angel hasn't been in a whole lot. But we got a picture of... So is she going to be like the casino kingpin? Is that what Megan Fox... Yeah, dressed like that. And she wonders why sometimes people don't take her seriously. But it's a paycheck. I don't falter for that. It's just... and I want her to stretch out and... get good work so she can prove herself as something more than just a pretty face. But it's hard. Okay, what was the following statement? Redbox. Fans of dark, gritty action movies are going to love Johnny and Clyde. Tom has created a film that will have fans on the edge of their seats. We're looking forward to releasing this film later this year. All right. Let's move on. Art Glass in the live chat says, quiet place when water came in. Aren't cellars and basements similar? I have no idea. Only see them in horror films like Disturbia. Well, I guess it depends on what part of the country you live in, or what country you live in, because some places just don't have basements. Okay, so the way I would say the two are different are, say, houses have basements. Okay, so sometimes it could be bi-level, or it has a separate basement that goes under the ground or mid-cross along the ground. But a cellar goes completely under the ground, and cellars is what the house sits on and can have like dirt grounds. I would say that cellar is more like something that you would have in a cabin. Okay, like a fruit cellar. It's not as groomed as what a basement would be. All right, let's move on. Resident Evil series coming out on Netflix. Premiere date for live action series. So this broke earlier in the week too, and we got some posters here. But the Resident Evil series premieres July 14th. Now, it doesn't say too much as to what it's going to be following. What the synopsis is. A series that has no connection to any of the Resident Evil movies. Okay, they confirmed that the Resident Evil show would be part of the 2022 lineup. Now, it doesn't really say too much other than that, but we can guess that it's going to be the principal description reads a live-action scripted series building on Capcom's legendary video game franchise, starring Lance Reddick and Albert Wesker. Nearly 3 decades after the discovery of the T-virus, an outbreak reveals the Umbrella Corporation's dark secret. So it's not really that much here. They do have some much. Okay, so they do have a lot here. And let's just see. I'll read this quickly, and if anything jumps out at me in the first timeline. Okay, so it looks like it's going to be 14-year-old sisters moved to Raccoon City. The second timeline. There's going to be a couple timelines in this. Interesting. That's going to be hard to do. So they're saying the first timeline is 14-year-old sisters, Jade and Billy, are moved to the new Raccoon City, and they have to deal with that. Cutscene timeline 2 will over a decade into the future. Now, this sounds weird, man. I don't know if I like that. But apparently it doesn't have anything to do with the game. So let's take a look at the poster. July 14th. We'll get a better feel and sense of it once they get out that teaser for it. But it's going to be on Netflix. It's going to be a summertime release. That's really weird. That's weird. But we know. Okay. Hopefully it's better than that movie that came out last year, because at least they're separating it from that. And that's a step in the right direction. All right. The Quarry trailer, David Arquette, Ted Raimi, and Lance Henriksen, Lynn Shay starring in a video game horror game called The Quarry. And it's supposed to be like a throwback to the slashers of like summer camp slasher, Friday the 13th kind of thing. So teenage counselors of Hackett's Quarry throw a party to celebrate last days of summer camp. No kids, no adults, no rules. And then, of course, what's going to happen is that they'll slowly get picked off one by one by some killer, and it's a video game. Okay, cool. Let's take a look at this video game teaser or trailer. I gotta stop saying teaser. That's what David Arquette's going to look like? Okay. Well, we just saw him in Scream, so things are coming around full circle on today's show, except for that minor hiccup in the stream. All right, let's take a look at what this trailer will give us.
Later, kids.
Yeah, Hackett's Quarry forever!
I just want to get you guys safely out of Dodge before the sun goes down.
Oh, wow, I don't like that. His face was very wooden. There's like no movement.
I thought I told you kids to check everything.
Look, it's not that big of a deal, okay? We'll just spend one more night here.
No! No! Just stop. Let me think.
Okay. Wow, no, I don't know.
Make sure that everybody is inside the lodge for tonight. Lock the doors. No one in, no one out. No one. Got it? I'll be back first thing in the morning, and we'll get you all on the road.
Well, we know that David Arquette, the cast, will give good performances.
In a most dangerous game situation.
But,
like when people hunt other people?
Yeah, I mean, think about it. It's camp is over and hunting season has just begun.
I did see a weird light in the treehouse across the lake. That was pretty spooky. Maybe it's your girlfriend, Ryan.
The hack of Hackett's Quarry.
Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Should we look?
Well, it's a horror game, so maybe the budget isn't as high as it would be from like an action game.
Everything on bears. Okay.
You got anything better? I mean, like zombies, aliens, time-hopping Draculas.
Ryan?
Hey! Run!
Sounds like a monster. So maybe it's not a slasher, it's a monster movie.
There's something coming.
Oh, there's Ted Raimi.
2, lost, Max, we're lost. 3.
Terrified kids are bad for business.
You have to cut it off! Cut it off!
Anyway, maybe just ease up on the ghost stories.
Sorry.
Just stick to Kumbaya next time, okay?
What's that?
You guys don't do Kumbaya anymore?
Yeah, that's so hard to do. I don't even know if I could reenact that. You guys don't do Kumbaya. You guys don't do Kumbaya anymore. It's hard not to move the upper face, but that's what the characters are doing. It's like they're not animating that part of the face. The Quarry. All right, that didn't wow me. I'm sorry, guys. That's going to get some thumbs down. Okay, so it's going to be on PS4 and PS5. I don't doubt the sound or the script, but the Quarry and animation looks dated. Yeah, exactly. It looks like something that came out in 2013-14. Bummer. I heard things like I heard some good buzz about that, but as a video horror game, maybe as a horror game, it will stand out much better than something that's supposed to appeal to us as the masses. But it had Ted Raimi in it. And did you know that a couple days ago, Evil Dead 2 had its 35-year anniversary? Unbelievable! Evil Dead 2. Are you guys a fan of Sam Raimi? I love this movie. Everybody talks about Army of Darkness is the best one, but I feel like Evil Dead 2 by far is the I haven't opened up this in a while. Evil Dead 2. This is like a videotape, unbelievable. Like VHS tape right there, guys. Evil Dead 2 Collector's Edition. I love this movie because Bruce Campbell there did fantastic, and of course Ted Raimi is in this as well. He plays like the old hag that comes out from the fruit cellar. Talking about cellars, there's a theme there. And I feel like if I can later on today, I'll do a retro trailer reaction for that for the 35th anniversary. All right, guys. Because we've been having hiccups, I'm going to have to jump through and just try to bounce through some of these various headlines that I had pulled up. And then we're going to have to round out the show just due to the fact of the stream and everything going weird today. Mayfair Witches, Alexandra Daddario to star in Anne Rice-inspired AMC series. So can't go wrong with Alexandra Daddario. We talked about this a couple times during the week. I feel like that's awesome. Okay, so she's going to be working on this series for AMC based on Anne Rice's novels, Lives of the Mayfair Witches. 3 books, Lives of the Mayfair Witches. That's cool. And she's going to be playing in it. Alexandra Daddario is awesome. The book center on an intuitive young neurosurgeon who discovers that she's the unlikely heir to a family of witches. As she grapples with her newfound powers, she must contend with a sinister presence that has haunted her family for generations. That sounds awesome. And the fact that it's going to have Alexandra Daddario in it is awesome. The premise sounds awesome. Anne Rice, the source material, definitely piques your interest for sure. Yeah, that's cool, man. That's really cool. I'll be keeping my eye out for that. That really sounds great. Fantastic. Norman Reedus, apparently, talking about AMC, Walking Dead. Just a quick little headline. I guess he got a head injury filming, I think there was the last episode for the series, season 11. He got conky. He got hit on the head, and that sucks. So he got a concussion March 22nd. It looks like he'll be able to return to work. So, yeah, he just posted an update. I'm a big Norman Reedus fan. I like his work. He was always the best part of Walking Dead. Walking Dead is something that I really want to go back and I'll finish once it wraps up this season. I'm gonna binge it because Walking Dead got so cumbersome. I think I've stopped watching it in 8 or 9. Once Negan started his rampage, I was kind of like, guys, we've seen this before. And then they were trying to make him sympathetic, like people were gonna like him. And I was like, I'm not on board for that. He just killed like 2 of our big guys, so I'm off the Walking Dead bandwagon. But apparently it's supposed to be good now. I'll revisit it once it goes up, and I can binge it all the way through because I hate the episodes that just drag on and drag on. I need when I'm watching The Walking Dead, I need my fast forward button for sure because it just got too tiresome for me. But Norman Reedus, head injury, glad that he's doing okay. Last line of the day, Birdemic. Sea Eagle nears completion with Indiegogo fund. Okay, so now Birdemic is like that schlock horror movie where it's just low budget. You know what they're trying to do? They're just trying to cash in on the schlockiness. And good for them. Hey, if this indie horror, I'm not going to knock it for what you're trying to do. Obviously, it's not Shakespeare. It's not going to win any awards. But if you like making movies and you want to make these kinds of things, by all means, man. Hey, it gets the laughs. That's the thing about Birdemic, though. It's not a serious movie. It's not a serious horror movie. So, like, what was that suburban Sasquatch movie? You're trying to capitalize on. Oh, that looks bad. Oh, that's funny. Oh, the visual effects in it just look hilariously bad. Why did I have trouble spitting that out? But that's what it's trying to capitalize on. Okay, good for you. They're indie horror filmmakers, and sometimes those work out fine. Like Evil Dead was an indie horror, guys, and look how that turned out. All right, guys, I'm curious to see what this live stream is going to look like once it gets uploaded to YouTube. So I'm similar to Sharknado, exactly. Glass in the live chat says. I apologize for the live stream today. It's something that was out of my hands. As I said, it looked like OBS was doing fine. It looked like YouTube was telling me that my stream was fine. I was concerned that maybe I got a strike from looking at the trailers, but looking at trailers just gives you claims. It doesn't give you strikes. So it shouldn't have shut down my stream. I'll fix it, don't worry. And that's the Horror Movie News Weekly for March 19th, guys. Join us next week. Follow the playlist if you want to follow me and follow this kind of theme of horror movie news. And if you want to follow me on the social media, check out that right there. All right, guys, that's it. See you next week.